Right. Okay, so let me share. Can you see that slide? Yep. Hi. Okay, so welcome to the Academy Info session for the 2025-2026 school year. It's hard to believe the school year is already coming to a close, but we are excited to look ahead together today. So here is a quick look at today's agenda. Oh, あれ？ちょっと待ってよ。Let me see. Okay, here we go. We have a lot to cover in just 1 hour, so let's dive in. And if you have questions, feel free to post in chat anytime. We'll have the Q&A section at the end of this presentation, and we'll answer all the questions in the chat then. Okay. Okay. So first, the Academy program is a part of the greater Aozora community. And just like all of our other programs, it is guided by the same mission and vision. And some of you may already be familiar with them, but we believe they are worth revisiting. So here we go. Our mission is to foster a community of curious, open-minded, and caring global citizens. And our vision is to provide quality education rooted in Japanese values, morals, and spirit, and to create meaningful gatherings and events where people can connect, share resources, and celebrate one another. These principles are at the heart of everything we do at Aozora Community, from classroom learning to community events, and they are what make the Academy program more than just a language program. Okay, so, all right. So what is the Academy program? What do we do? Students explore and learn Japanese language and cultures through engaging, fun, and meaningful activities. Who can join? It's open to all students from kindergarten to grade 8, middle school, at any levels of Japanese fluency. Whether you or not you have a Japanese heritage background, everyone is welcome. When do we have classes? Classes meet once a week on a weekday or Saturday. We will go over about the schedule later in the presentation. Okay, so let's see what makes the Academy program so special. At Academy, we value these 3 core principles. Number 1, joyful learning. We help students build a positive self-image by enjoying learning Japanese. We want them to feel proud of being language learners. Okay. Number 2, meaningful connections. We create a warm, welcoming space where students feel a sense of belonging to their peers, their teachers, and the broader community. A place they can feel at home. And number 3 is empowered autonomy. We nurture each student's ability to take charge of their own learning and support them in discovering their inner motivation to say, I want to learn Japanese. Many students join the Academy because their parents signed them up at the beginning. And probably those reasons could be family connections to Japan or an interest in the culture. And that's great, but those reasons often don't start as their own. Our goal is to help each child find their personal meaning in learning Japanese. So they come to the Academy because they want to, and they learn because they're excited to. Okay, so next, I would like to introduce the curriculum, one that not only makes learning fun, but also helps students build meaningful connections and discover their own motivations to learn Japanese. Our curriculum is uniquely designed specifically for academy students. Unlike programs that follow Japan's national curriculum or use textbooks from the Ministry of Education, we take a different approach. Those textbooks from the Ministry of Education in Japan, those materials are created for native-speaking students living in Japan, which often makes them less relatable for children growing up in a different cultural environment, like our children. While we occasionally draw inspirations and materials from stories or topics found in those textbooks, our lessons are thoughtfully curated with themes that are relevant, engaging, and meaningful for our students. Our goal is to meet learners where they are culturally, linguistically, and developmentally, so they can truly enjoy the process of learning Japanese. So as you can see on this curriculum chart, we have 5 units throughout the year. Each unit runs about 2 months, and each designed to engage students in meaningful learning. Our unit themes are inspired by the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, encouraging a global mindset and inspiring students to take thoughtful actions. It is one of our core missions to nurture our students' sense of social justice as well. In addition to these themes, we incorporate Japanese cultural events and celebrations alongside US and New York City holidays and traditions. We aim to align with the New York City school curriculum, connecting our content to what students are already learning in English at school. When they revisit familiar topics, this time in Japanese at Academy, they find it more relatable, and it helps activate and strengthen their bilingual thinking and understanding. And also, food education is also a key pillar of our curriculum. One of the most beautiful aspects of Japanese culture, in my view, is how children grow up learning to appreciate food deeply. Not just the meal itself, but also the people who grew the crops, the ingredients, and the earth itself, and of course, the person who prepared it. Through our food education, we aim to nurture gratitude, mindfulness, and a sense of connection to nature, to others, and to the cultural values around food. Okay. So, through these curriculum content, how do we make learning fun and get students excited about coming to Aozora? That's the question at the heart of our approach. So our goal for each student isn't just advance in the 4 core language skills, speaking, listening, reading, and writing, but also to genuinely enjoy the learning experience. So the advancing their Japanese ability is, of course, their goal in our program, but also enjoying the class and having fun. When students are having fun and learning effectively, we say students are thriving. What does thriving, when the students are thriving, look like? But for students to truly thrive, and 3 things needs to happen. So number 1 is they must understand what's happening in class. If it's too difficult, they feel lost. So they can't be thriving, right? And if it's too easy, they get bored. And that's never good either. And number 2 is they themselves need to feel their own progress. The sense of I'm getting better. That feeling builds confidence and motivation. And number 3 is having fun. And they must be having fun in the class because joy fuels learning, especially in language development. Even for adults, when you're having fun and excited about something, your words flow out and you become talkative, even for probably the people who tends to be quiet. So that's what we like to see in the classroom. Okay, so to make this balance possible, we've created 3 distinct learning environments, each designed to meet students where they are. So learning environment A is English supported instruction. And learning environment B, we call hybrid, English between English and Japanese instruction. And learning environment C is Japanese only instruction. Now, you might be thinking, so A is beginner, B is intermediate, C is advanced. Those levels? Not exactly. While language ability is part of the picture to determine which learning environment your child belongs to, we consider many other important factors to determine the best fit for each student. And these are, oh, okay. So these are the factors we consider: comprehension and speech ability, and vocabulary knowledge. How many, not exactly how many, but what kind of words do they know in Japanese, and reading and writing skills. This is more so for the upper grades, and their interest and passion towards Japanese language and culture, and language exposure at home, language environment at home. Are there any language speakers at home? Outside of Aozora Academy, is the student exposed to Japanese language or not? And also, this is very important, students' personalities and characteristics and their learning style. As I mentioned earlier, these environments are not about ranking or competition. They're about supporting each child to thrive in their own way. I often get asked, how long will it take for my child to move from A to B? The honest answer is there is no set timeline. Language acquisition is very, very complex, especially in a bilingual or second language context. Progress depends on so many things: the child's readiness for learning, confidence, home environment, and even emotional comfort. When you're feeling under so much pressure or you feel not confident, the words just would not flow out. Our role is to nurture their growth at their own pace with care, encouragement, and fun learning environment. Okay, so let me share one example while I show you some of photos of our students enjoying their learning. So we have a first grade student who has been a part of the Aozora community since he was just 2 years old. And he had very little to no Japanese exposure at home. But thanks to our preschool program, he became quite fluent by the time he graduated from our preschool program. However, as this is the case with many children, once he entered an English dominant elementary school, his Japanese skills began to fade. We initially placed him in learning environment B, which is a hybrid environment with English and Japanese instruction. We believed he would be challenged just the right amount. But we started to notice that he was struggling to keep up in the classroom. And more importantly, that we saw his confidence was beginning to slip away. So we invited his parents for a conversation. And together we explored 2 options. And he could stay in environment B with additional support at home for letter learning, because he's first grade, so those letter learning is starting to come in play. Or he could move to environment A, where he could build back his foundation without pressure of catching up to his peers. His parents are very honest and open. They had been focusing more on his English literacy and learning the letters, English letters, and reading at its first grade, and hadn't been able to support his Japanese learning as much as they had hoped. But after that meeting, they made a promise to step up. And since then, we've seen a transformation in him. He is on his way to mastering his hiragana letters in a very short time. And now he comes to academy class with renewed excitement and confidence. His joy in learning has returned. This was a powerful reminder that whether he stayed in B or moved to A, what mattered most was his joy in learning had returned. So raising bilingual or multilingual children is not an easy task. It is truly a journey. And it is a long and often challenging path that requires patience and consistency and resilience on the children who are on the journey and for the parents as well. But the good news is you don't have to walk it alone. Having a supportive community makes it all the difference. At the Academy, we are here to walk alongside you and your children and to support, encourage, and celebrate each step of the way. Okay, so I would like to show you, right, I could share these kind of many wonderful stories about our amazing students and families, but since time is limited, so let me move on to the class schedule for the upcoming school year. And this has like very colorful and it's a little bit overwhelming. There are so many classes here. So this is how it works. So students in the academy program are divided into 4 age groups. So one is kindergarten, and the next age group up is grades 1 and 2nd grade, 1st and 2nd grade together. And the next one up is grades 3 to 5. That's the upper grade class. And then finally, we have grades 6 to 8. And this year, it's still in the making, but we probably would be making the high school class also, because students are, just only growing. Our graduates are going, going to high school. They're already in high school. So within those each age group, we offer 3 learning environments, as I mentioned, A, B, and C, tailored to students' proficiency levels and learning styles. So on weekdays, you can see in this chart, we are only able to offer 2 academy classes due to space limitations. However, on Saturdays, we offer the full range of classes across all grade levels in all 3 learning environments. Okay. So for those who, so for example, if your child is in 1st grade and your child is in learning environment B, that means you have a choice to choose Tuesday from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock class. Or on Saturday, that weekday class doesn't work for your schedule, then on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., there is a class G12 Learning Environment B and C. That class, the child could go to that one. So you have options on a weekday. So everybody should have an option on the weekday class and a Saturday class. And also, you can see at the bottom, we offer online homework help session. And if it's already designated for which class you go, so again, if your child is the 1st grade Tuesday class and learning environment B, then your online session is on Thursday. You see the online homework help for Tuesday classes from 6:15 to 6:45. So that for those sessions are for the to work on the homework together. ideally, the student could look at the homework already on their own and worked on it, and then the teacher comes to go over the homework, will be the ideal. But many students just show up with untouched homework, but that's okay. And this is specifically for the students in that class, so that you're working on that the homework sheet that you received from the previous class. And we have many families who do not have a Japanese speaker at home, or those Japanese speakers are not available to assist the students' homework. So that's why we create these online homework help support. Okay, so for those who are new to the Aozora Academy program, your child will need to go through a placement process, which can be done via online assessment or or in-person trial class. Especially for the younger grades, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, I strongly prefer for a trial class, because to assess their students' learning style or their personality, let alone the language ability, online is nearly impossible. And, especially if you're new and you've never met me or any of the teachers, or the child may not feel up to speaking to the strangers online. So we would like to invite you into the trial class, but sometimes like schedule doesn't work out, then we could try for the online assessment. And based on the results, we'll recommend the most suitable learning environment for your child. After that, you can choose between a weekday class or Saturday class, depending on your schedule. And for current Tsubame students moving up to the kindergarten class, no assessment is required. I spoke to Akane sensei and Emi-san, and they are all welcome to join the kindergarten B and C class. As you can see on the chart in the blue box, that's Thursday for the weekday option, or Saturday weekend option. The Saturday class option is also available. And for returning Academy students, I'll be sending out emails specifying which learning environment your child will be placed in for the new school year. Some of the students may be will be in a different learning environment from this school year. So please wait for my email. Then once you receive that information, please register accordingly, choosing the class. I know this is a lot to take in all at once, so don't worry. This exact schedule will be available on our website. And of course, you're always welcome to contact me with any questions. Okay. All right. So let's see the sample weekday class schedule. Our class officially starts at 3 p.m. The teacher opens the door at 3 p.m. However, students usually arrive between 3 and 3:20, depending on their commute, depending on which elementary school that or middle school you go to. The commuting, might be a little bit longer, so you may not get to Aozora till 3:20 or so. And during this arrival window, students settle in by reviewing or completing any unfinished homework, or working on individual tasks, or enjoying some free play with the classmates. And around 3:20 to 3:30, teachers begin the main lesson for the day. And we provide a healthy snack or light meal during weekday class. And on Saturdays, we serve a full lunch. Parents, you don't need to worry about preparing a bento for the Saturday class. Okay, I'm sure that's a great news. If you're familiar with Aozora's Kyushoku program, you'll be happy to know all meals are freshly prepared from scratch by our amazing chefs from Hakkoan. And needless to say, mealtime is favorite for many students and often a big motivation to come to class. And even the very brand new to Japanese learners, one of the first sentence they learn in the class was, 今日のスナック何ですか? what is the snack for the day? It was the first sentence that they learned. That's how much they love the light meal. We call light meal snack, but it looks like just a slightly less portion of the kyushoku. So like, they're eating well, they're getting fed well. So after the meal, the lesson continues, and we often head outside, especially like, this beautiful weather, after the long day at their local school, they need to get out so they go outside and hands-on activities or special project. And pickup time is between 5:45 and 6 o'clock. Okay. Okay. So the academy program follows New York City public school calendars. And as many of you already know, New York City has a lot of school holidays. They do. On those days off, it is as painful as it is for parents. I know. But it's a great thing for us because we do not hold regular academic classes on those days. And instead, we do offer a full day Japanese immersion camp. A fantastic opportunity for students to spend an entire day immersed in Japanese language, culture, and fun. And in the 2025-26 school year, we plan to offer 10 day camps. And these are the dates listed here. And for just a comparison, we had six, right? And this year, and they're a big success, and it was very popular. So and I think, of course, every year somehow New York City managed to add more school days off. So we are able to offer now 10 day camps this coming school year. And so for the camp days, core time is 8:30 a.m. to 3 o'clock. And we offer extended care available till 6 o'clock. So we offer two groups, and then the age groups include, even though the academy starts from kindergarten, but for the day camps, pre-K students are welcome also. So it's pre-K to grade 1 is one class. And then we also offer another class for the older students from grade 2 to grade 4. And this is not final yet, but some of the exciting themes that we're working on these are the examples: the Studio Ghibli Camp, Yokai Camp, Sports Camp, and Wagashi Camp, Science Camp, and Kawaii Character Camps. It's all in Japanese language. And so these are the pictures from this year. We had Murakami Camp, the art camp. And there's another picture from the sports camp. I think that was held in October on a Taiku no Hi, sports day in Japan. So they went outside and did some of the things from undokai. That's the day usually in Japan, undokai, the field day is held. So they did that. And they also, I think for the older students, they learn about sumo, the national sports of Japan. Okay. So these camps will be launched, I think in May or the latest in June, hopefully. But families will receive the multi-day discount. So please sign up when it's available. And these camps are fun and meaningful extension of the academy program. And the students always walk away with new memories and a new friendships. And some of the students that we joined the camp are not from academy. And then that's a great opportunity to meet and make new friends there too. Hi. Okay, great. We're on a good time, Janai.
Sorry, can you go back to the one slide back? I'm so sorry.
Hi.
Hi, this is Miho. So these camps are sort of it's a like Sachiko sensei said, it's a good extension of academy, but it's a separate program so it's optional, and academies, only you can join once a week, 3 or 4 hours a week. So it's very limited, and so this is why we do offer these types of day camp, any kind of exposures for Japanese language. Would be very helpful. So it's just really kind of another way to strengthen their children's Japanese exposure. So that's why we offer this. We always, encourage families to expand their children's exposure to Japanese. So at home too, it'll be great if you can have more, more opportunities to get the exposures for the children, Japanese language exposure. So like, for example, like maybe like when they watch TV or something at home, maybe show them in Japanese language or things like that. We always encourage that. Yeah, so that's just one thing I just wanted to add. Hi.
Yeah, as we are looking at the next school year's, public school calendar, which is available online, and we noticed this year they had that too, but they have not only just like, so many, but there are a couple of them, like September, 23rd and 24th, like 2 days in a row, their, days off. So those days we offer 2 days in a row. While it's not required to sign up both days, at the same time, but we were trying to make, the camp that, the continuing theme for those 2 days. And so we have like April 2nd and then 3rd also. And even this school year, like, we have like June, at the beginning of June, it's always the many days off. And then 4th and 5th and 6th or something, like, it's 2 days in a row is off. So I hope you can use those opportunities to boost their, Japanese language and using these, day camps that offered.
And then, of course, the midwinter camp and also spring break camp also will be available. Those are the week
Right,
for
that's
one
true.
week. There will be Japanese fully like 100% immersive camp will be offered. So please take advantage of those kind of opportunities too to boost the Japanese language exposure.
Yeah, so as the children get older, you start to feel not so much the need to send your children to camp because they're kind of could take care of themselves at home. But those are the time that they could actually, take advantage to be exposed to more Japanese. So we are more focusing on the older students program also and choosing the contents that's suitable for their interest. So please take a look and sign up for these opportunities too. Okay. はい。ではいいかな次。Alright. So here is I know there is a lot of details on this slide and the number is not my thing, so this makes my eyes hurt a little bit. But don't worry, this full tuition breakdown will be also listed on our website for you to refer to later. But just a few key points to highlight for this, tuition. So tuition is calculated based on class hours. So for example, Saturday classes on each grade, like Saturday classes, you see, may appear more expensive than the weekday options. But that's because they run for 4 hours on Saturday rather than while the weekday classes are 3 hours. Right? That's why you're getting more hours. That's why the tuition becomes more also. If tuition appears even between weekdays, if one tuition appears higher on certain days, it's simply because there are more class days that term than the other days. Does that make sense? Okay. So the Academy program is a full-year program. We designed the curriculum with the expectation that students will commit for the entire school year. But you can choose to pay tuition differently. You can, of course, pay in full, which is at the discounted rate, or you can pay the tuition by term in 3 installments: the fall, winter, and spring. That's where the color one, yellow, blue, purple. These are the people who are paying in 3 installments, and this gray column here are that you're paying all at once and at the beginning of the school year. But please note that all tuition payments are non-refundable. So while paying full gives you a discount, and we ask family to consider carefully before selecting that option. If you may move, or your child's schedule may change in the middle of school year, that might affect, that you have to quit the program, that it's still, the tuition is not refundable. So if you feel like those things could happen sometime in the school year later on, then please choose to pay by term. はい。他に何かありますか、美穂さん。
特にないかな。Yeah, if you have any questions, you can always feel free to email us. I know it's a little complicated. There are so many classes and a little more complicated than other programs. So yeah, if you have any questions, let us know.
So can I go back? I said I'm not going to do this だったのに。I thought I did perfectly covered everything. Okay, so something that we planned from this year, and we would like to offer coming September, that we would like to offer the makeup classes for families, and we have to send out the details later on. But if you miss the class in, like, let's say you're in a Saturday class, and then one Saturday you have to miss the class because you're away, or your child got sick, then we would like to offer you to come to the weekday class to make up. Or if you know in advance that you won't be able to make it that day, then we would like to invite you to come to the Tuesday or Wednesday option or Thursday option, depending on your child's grade. And then that only could happen in availability basis, because it's all of a sudden like 5 students wants to do the makeup in the same date, that we would not be able to accommodate. There's a limit for the class size also, but as much as possible we would like to accommodate. And then probably we would say like once a term or so to limit. So I can't let you choose, I'm in a Saturday class but I want to change to Tuesday class for next 5 classes. That might be difficult, but as much as possible, and then we set the limit, but we would like to do so that we could keep the consistency of the learning, so that students won't have to miss weeks and weeks in a row to be exposed to be in the Japanese language environment. And also, that's but financially, like, if you have to miss, and then we understand things happen, this when you move up to elementary school, and then even middle school, even more, there are so many things happening. You have some show coming up from the school that you have to have a rehearsal that day, that you have to miss the class, like those things happen. So talk to us, and then we would like to be able to do the makeup class. Okay. Hi. So that's it from me.
Seems like there are some questions. It says, 土曜日は C だけのクラスはないですかっていう。そうですね。Right now, the Saturday class, there's a class, environment A class.
It's separate,
Uh-huh.
and B and C are together in the class. So while they do cover the same thing, so here's how it works. You know, if it's in the grade, B and C are doing the same content, but the teacher use more English language in the environment B, and environment C, you know, teacher is using almost exclusively Japanese to explain the content, and then students also are expected to speak in Japanese language also. But in Saturday class, those B and C students are all combined. So teacher, you may see here the students, you know, who may say things in English still in the Saturday class combined. But, you know, in the class activities and stuff, like the teachers would do the differentiation and then have them work on a different, you know, worksheet if it's needed, or different content, you know, that we do. But you know, in the Saturday class, those B and C students are all combined in one class.
Which day that you would be sending the
Oh,
the
I would say I would like to finish sending out そうじゃんね, this weekend. And website will be open for registration on May 6th,
Yeah.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Right. はい。
Yeah.
大切なことを言ってなかったですね。So that's, yes, registration will open on May 6th.
Right.
So current academy students will hear from me today, tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be done by then. はい。
Right. And
Only one class per week per student, correct? For K, for example, it's not possible to do. No, you're more than welcome to do so. Do Thursday.
we have a student, né?
We have a student this year, and yeah, who signed up for Thursday and Saturday, and that is a great way to double up the exposure for yes.
But for the actually kindergartner, there is another sort of opportunity. I mean, our after school program in the Clinton location, you know, we are usually providing like a class, like a ballet class, a shodo class. All those classes will be available next year too. And then those are kindergarten students. They are welcome to join those classes. You know, like if you think it's sort of like academy classes are more sort of geared towards like language learning, but you know, if you want to do expand sort of like Japanese language exposure, then that's also another way to sort of join the to do that as well. So
そうですね。
and after school classes will be launched. I think we said July. I think beginning of July or end of June or beginning of July. All the schedule should be really up on the website, so you could do that that as well. Yeah.
Right. So I think for kindergarten students, if you want to come to Aozora after school, you could come every day.
That's right. That's
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, do you want to talk about the Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah.
So for those who goes to charter school, their charter school schedules are a little bit different from the public school schedules, and they come out. The school runs till 4 o'clock on most days except for Wednesday, and on Wednesday they come out 1 o'clock, right? So we open the class in academy from 2 o'clock for those students who goes to charter school. So then you don't have to kill time till 3 o'clock. So we accept the students from 2 to 3. And then at 3 o'clock, all the academy students are coming to join the class. So 2 to 3 are separate content and separate class. And then, you know, they work on the different things. And then from 3 o'clock, their regular curriculum starts from 3 o'clock. But On Wednesdays, we only have, like I said, I only have two academy classrooms. So Wednesday classes are grade 1, 2, environment C is one class. And then second classroom is for grades 3 to 5, environment C. So you may ask, my child is in kindergarten and then she goes to charter school. Can you accept her? Yes, we'll accept her from 2 to 3 in our academy class, the charter class. Then she could move to the after school program from 3 o'clock and join the special class that's offered in after school program. And then, you could stay till 6 o'clock if you want. And the after school program are not set yet, but this year was a yoga class, and we're not sure what it's going to be next school year, but that's how we can accept the students who are in kindergarten also.
So that after school classes are all in 100% Japanese, like ballet class, yoga class, or whatever. Those are going to be in 100% Japanese immersion. One last question.
完全な日本語環境が望ましく、でも土曜日しか参加できない場合、土曜クラスの BC は日本語環境不完全になる心配がありますが、ご意見いただけますでしょうか。So is there, So even in learning environment C, the students do sometimes speak in English, even though they are expected to respond and participate in Japanese. So of course they are being reminded. But that also happens. But of course, if on a Saturday class, there are some students for in environment B also. So unfortunately, we can't offer all different, just environment A, just environment B and C for all grades. So unfortunately, we have to combine some of the environment or some of the grade classes. So that's where the limitation comes in. But yeah, for the Saturday classes, unfortunately, it's going to be a mix of B and C.
But this is, I believe your child is in kindergarten, and for kindergartners, I think the class is maybe not. I'm not sure, but the teachers' instruction are like, I think mostly in
Japanese, yes.
Yeah. Unless like if there's any unless there's a someone who needs a English assistance. Sometimes like children's vocabulary they don't know. Maybe things like that. Teachers would assist in English, but the class usually happens in Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then and also teachers really do the differentiation.
Yes, in the classroom. Yes. You may even receive the different homeworks too within the classroom. So for the homeworks, we do give homework every week. That's why we have a homework session also. And then that homework includes the ondoku sheet, the reading aloud sheet, and every grade and every class and every learning environment. But difficulty, varies depending on the grade, of course, and the learning level. So you may receive the more challenging ondoku sheet or homework, even though you're in the same class. Will there be another open house to visit an academy class? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, we'll do that.
リードの先生とアシスタントの先生。So depending on the class size, the big classes, yes, we do have assistant teacher, but the class size is when the class size is smaller, then one lead teacher.
Yes.
But relatively, our class size is it's not huge. Yeah.
Right. For older student class, if it's less than 10 student, we only have one lead teacher in the class. Thank you.
はい。
はい、
So
そうです
most
ね。
of you know
お、
you know where to yes, it's Clinton campus です。はい。
yes, but Clinton campus for weekdays, yes. But on Saturday,
そうです。
because we are offering more classes, Clinton campus, we only have 3 classrooms. So if you choose Saturday, we have not made a final decision which class will be in which location, but you may be in St. Mark's location.
Most likely the young children will be in the St. Mark's and the older children will be in the Clinton.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hi. So this year, we did not offer learning environment A on Saturday. So if you are in environment A, you are only able to come on Friday. So that, the many families had to, give up on a, opportunity to come to be a part of the academy program because of that. So we would like to expand the program and then include in a learning A. So that's where we're, expanding it. So this year on Saturday, we only have the classes in Clinton campus. Any other questions? はい、ありがとうございます。
But if there's any further questions, please feel free to email us. I can just chat that we can just write our email address.
そうだよね。どうやって書けばいいの？
はい。
はい、皆さん書いてください。
はい。
はい。
こんな感じですかね。
そうですね。はい。So, I didn't even introduce myself だったよね。
大丈夫です。
はい、大丈夫ですね。は
はい。
い。そうですね。So feel free to contact me anytime with any question, and we will definitely host an open house so that you can come to take a look, and so contact me for that too. So I'll send the information about the open house as well. はい。Thank you so much for coming today. Thank you for
Thank
your time,
you.
and hopefully many of you could join the Wonderful Academy program.
はい。
はい。
はい、Thank you.
ありが
Thank
と
you
う。
so much.
あ
Bye
りがとうご
bye.
ざいます。すごい時間内に終わったよ。
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
はい。
いいのかな、きちゃん。